Now, now we're live. Now we're
Now
live.
we're back.
Did,
All
did
right.
it right this time.
All right. There was a little technical snafu. But anyway, we're back to another edition of Live Feed Reads. I'm
Yes,
Paul Reed with my Ed McMahon host, Jason Crawford.
that's what's
It's
up.
Friday at 1 o'clock. It's a beautiful day out, not a cloud in the sky.
Beautiful.
Fall is in the air, Jason. It's not quite as hot, even though I believe
Yeah,
it's 89 or 90. But what a difference 5 degrees makes from 94
huge,
and 85 in the
huge.
morning. Very cool. Took the garbage out today
Right?
and did not sweat from the end of the driveway or the street back to my car. So that's a
That's a
positive.
plus. I do my workouts on the porch, and I can completely tell the weather is different. I love it when it starts to subtly, just so ever so slightly change. I'm not sweating nearly as much. It feels really
We
good.
got Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and then it'll be
Yeah.
2022. OMG! Oh, on the porch. I do my workouts in an air conditioned room. Too damn
I know.
hot.
I've seen it. Lucky enough. It's a beautiful
All right.
workout room.
So let's
Yeah.
see. The question. I don't know if what the intro said, but the subject is, and the reason it is a subject because I was watching the news or something to that effect, and it came up where a citizen basically arrested someone in another state,
Hmm.
and the question became the topic of the TV show or news show was, can a citizen of that state, and I got to be honest, I don't recall, legally arrest someone? Can you make a citizen's arrest?
Yeah, you
And
know
so
my mind is going back to Andy
that
Griffith,
was the
Barney
gist
Five.
of it. And, just so you'll know, some states the answer is unequivocally yes,
Yeah.
and some states the answer is unequivocally no, and some states it appears from some research, not really sure.
So,
So
so
on
what is a citizen's arrest? First off, because as soon as you say that, I'm thinking Andy Griffith, Barney Five, citizens arrest, citizens arrest. You know that old episode.
you're playing cop
Okay.
and you arrest someone. I mean, it's just that simple.
But yeah, but
Uh,
is it? Have you detained? Do you detain? Like,
well, very,
what is it like?
yeah, we're going to get into that.
What's involved? Okay.
The
Okay.
first
Valid.
question, again, some states yes, some states no. And to be honest, it had nothing to do with being red or blue, surprisingly.
Okay.
It was because remember, these laws, and it's not a law, but these, whether you can or can't, they go way back. They go back to like 1800s and things of that
All
nature.
right.
So it's not, you would think, of course, in the blue states, the answer is no, and in the red states, the answer is yes, and it would be
Okay.
that easy. But because the citizen arrest issue has been around in America for a long time, one had nothing to do with the other.
Okay. Man,
There,
interesting. Yeah.
right. And so you can't say, well, you know,
Right.
New York, yes or no, or
Right.
it just didn't break
It didn't
down
have
like
a
that.
political
Yeah,
line that it towed. It
surprisingly,
yeah.
and to be honest, there's not a lot codified, meaning the
Okay.
legislative bodies of these states have not come out and said you cannot or you can. So it's
Okay.
just kind of more of a have you been able to in the past, and are they recognized, so to speak?
Right.
So then
Okay.
the question then is it legal to make a citizen's arrest in the state of Florida?
Right.
Jason,
Oh,
yes
because
or
that's
no?
where we live. That's where we care about.
So
Right.
that's all we got. So who cares about the rest?
Yeah.
I
Sure.
mean, we've already discussed some yes, some no.
All right.
In
So you're
Florida,
asking me? Are you asking
of
me?
course, I
Oh.
throw it out to you always.
Oh. All right. Okay. 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 Hold on. I'm gonna. So you didn't. You said that it didn't necessarily toe a political line, but I think that it might toe like a
Uh,
rural city kind of line.
yeah,
Uh,
imagine Florida when there was a million people here.
right. And the whole
Right,
cracker country, the whips and
exactly.
yeah,
And
keeping
maybe
people off of my cattle property and things like that.
all that
I
kind of
would.
crap.
I would
But that's how long
imagine.
it's been a law around in the country. So you
Yeah.
got to not wrap your head around. Oh, of course, in California the answer is no. But
Sure.
actually, that's just not the case. But so you can't
Interesting.
go New
Right.
York yes, Mississippi no, or vice versa, because this was kind of
So
colonial times.
You've effectively thrown me off the trail of whatever I was gonna use to make the guess. So
Well, because
I'm just gonna throw it out there and say yes. In Florida, you
yeah,
can.
you can.
Okay.
But there are rules, believe it or not.
That there should be, yeah.
Yes, and of course, first and foremost, the experts, quote unquote, say don't do it. Of course,
Okay.
you try to arrest somebody, you
Well,
can be
yeah,
shot,
it's gonna get hairy quick.
killed,
Yeah.
beat up, whatever. Number
Yeah.
two, you the rules are really this. Can you arrest someone, make a citizen's arrest? Yes. What do you have to do that? You basically have to tell that person, I'm arresting you. You're under arrest. You're being detained for, whatever. And we'll get to that in a minute. Number two, you have to actually seize them. You've got to make sure if you're arresting them, just like a police officer, you've got to control them, seize them.
Okay.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
Number three, you can only use that amount of force which is necessary to effectuate the arrest.
Okay.
Which means,
I mean, that's the same for law enforcement, right?
In theory.
Well, technically,
yes. You can't beat the hell out of somebody and say, well, they were under arrest.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
If let's just say you come upon a sexual assault in Florida, we really don't have alleys, but wherever.
Sure.
In an apartment complex, in a swimming pool, at the mall, wherever, you can use such force as necessary to make that arrest and prevent the assault. That can be deadly force, just so you know.
Okay. Interesting.
Be extremely careful, but the law is you can use such force as necessary to effectuate the arrest.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you got to call the police more or less immediately. You can't arrest somebody, throw them in the basement, and say, "I'll get to you in 2
You've
weeks."
been arrested. Welcome to my basement.
That was the case where you're under arrest, and then Buffalo Bill chumps you in a hole and says, "Yeah, you're under arrest. We're gonna go ahead and sentence you right now to 2 weeks in the hole."
Grandma over there, toothless, is gonna. She's got a gavel at the table.
It puts on the lotion,
Don't drop the soap while you're in there.
Only necessary force to call the police immediately.
All right.
What can you arrest someone for? Can you arrest someone for smoking pot, a joint in Ybor City, which would be a misdemeanor?
I would think not.
Correct. It has to be a felony. Rape,
felony. Okay.
Violent assault, robbery.
Breaking and entering.
Yeah, in your home. Well, hell, I'm not going to arrest you in my home. I'm just going to shoot you.
Sure. I was thinking more like you see someone
breaking in. I might say, by the way, you're under arrest. That wouldn't be necessary.
Just in case it matters.
Once the 12 gauge is done blasting.
Yeah. Whatever's left of you is under arrest, just so you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, also,
I was thinking more like if you see them breaking into a place, like a storefront or something that you happen to be walking.
That's breaking and entering is a felony.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, you want to be real careful. You don't want to go out there and be a vigilante cop. I don't recommend that at all.
No one's encouraging the Batman status.
I would probably. And to say arrest, I would help someone if they're getting attacked and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But a breach of the peace. You can also arrest someone, make a citizen's arrest, a breach of the peace. Fighting, believe it or not. Two people are at a bar, one of them, they're fighting, and you can arrest them. You can make a citizen's arrest for breach of the peace.
That is a can of worms.
I'm just letting people know how it goes.
I am surprised at that. That's really interesting.
I'm arresting you, and 2, that you're being detained, and 3, that I'm calling the police. Again, you're asking for it. I don't recommend it. I'm just saying you can. Let's see, a purse snatcher. We don't have a lot of that.
Have any of these been upheld? Has someone done this and it's been upheld?
Well, yeah. The case. Here's the case. Yes, in 1980, the 3rd District, which is down in the Miami area.
Okay.
There was a lieutenant in I believe, either Broward County Sheriff's Office or Dade County. there was a drug deal, cocaine deal, going on, but he was out of his jurisdiction. So
Oh, okay.
he was an actual police officer, but he was out of his jurisdiction. And the issue was whether or not that was a legal arrest because he was a police officer, but he wasn't in his jurisdiction. So they, wanted to throw all the evidence out, and they said no.
Interesting.
He is a citizen. He made a citizen's arrest. Thanks for coming.
Wow.
So, that again, he was a police officer, but
Yeah.
they're still trying to get it in the court.
Well, now that you mention it this way, and in light of that situation, I can see where, it's wise to have an avenue like that on the books, because it would really suck that it's like, oh, well, I'm out of my jurisdiction. I mean, what employer wants to go to their employee and say, hey, could you take out the trash? And it's like, oh, that's out of my jurisdiction. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what the most lazy, like, passing the buck kind of thing is that? Like, it makes sense. I can see the wisdom in having an avenue in the law for something like that, but I can also see the dangers, the very real dangers of it. Oh.
I don't know. So back to basically, you can arrest someone for a felony.
Yeah.
A misdemeanor for breach of the peace. Now, here's the kicker. You can arrest someone which is considered a breach of the peace for DUI.
Whoa.
That one's bold. Yeah,
Whoa.
that one's, theoretically, you follow somebody, they're weaving and swerving, speeding up, slowing down, this, that, and the other. Theoretically, you can hop out of your car and arrest them.
Wow.
Don't recommend it. I'm going on record. Do not recommend it. I'm just saying you can. And I'm sure there's some
these cans of worms, man. Like they're just.
I'm sure there's some yahoos out there that have done each one of these.
Yeah, wow.
But again.
So where does bounty hunting fit in all of this?
Well, bounty hunting is basically you've been arrested. A bail bondsman bails you out. You have a hearing today at 1:00. You don't show up. The bounty hunter now comes and gets you.
Okay.
And the reason is because let's say you a DUI in Hillsborough County, I believe the bail's $500, right?
Okay.
So the bounty hunter, you Jason, not the bounty hunter, you the bail bondsman gives the court $500, so to speak, and then you charge me the person being bailed out $100. Well, if I don't show up,
you hit your camera. Sorry.
Oh, if I don't show up, you lose your $500. You. And so you would hire a bounty hunter who more or less works on a contingency and percentage to come find me and take me to court so you don't lose your money. Now, then $500, Jason's not going to lose sleep over it. Jason, what if it's $50,000? And I skedaddle.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to have, your bounty hunter say, go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And legally, does that fit in this area of like the citizen empowerment? Okay. There's something to
bounty. What am I saying?
Bounty
hunters.
Yeah.
They have their own set of rules.
Okay.
That is governed by Florida statute.
It's completely different. Okay. That was my question. So you answered it. Thank you.
In fact, they actually, believe it or not, have more authority to come into your house without a search warrant and things of that nature than police officers. So they actually have more authority to hunt your butt down than the police. If, like if a bounty hunter suspects that I'm in Jason's house hiding out, they can come in Jason's house without having to go get a warrant.
If I ever go for a second career, that sounds like something I'd love to do.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
All right.
No, I'm good.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
All right, fair enough.
Make a citizen's arrest in Florida.
Wow.
Be very careful. I would exercise that sparingly, if at all ever.
Yeah.
But just know that you can, especially if you come upon a situation where you're gonna thrust yourself into helping someone in the first place. You're protected two ways. One, self-defense applies not only to you protecting yourself, but if you're protecting someone else from being assaulted, you can use that self-defense, so to speak, would apply to you.
We should do the next video on that. That sounds like, because I just have a million questions once you've said that,
Yeah, well, that's fine. We can do the next one, but just remind me, because
Yeah.
you have two protections. You got the self-defense of others, and then you could say, oh, also, and I arrested them for breach of the peace. So you kind of got two things you can do with that. Other than that, 98 Rock Fest is Saturday. I know we've given away some tickets, Wednesday and Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, enjoy.
We will be there rocking on bands I've never heard of, but we sponsored it, so what the heck? It's going to be fun. I have heard of Candlebox. The rest, I'm sure it'll be fun. There will, I'm assuming, in our suite be festivities and beverages and food and things of that nature. So
Awesome.
what? I've probably done worse things. Sit around the house and do nothing on a Saturday night than go to Rock Fest. But anyway, that having been said, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. And Jason, any last words? You're not sick. That's good.
Yeah, not sick. Not sick. No, that's it. Have a great weekend, and remember, read like having a lawyer in the family.
All right, we're out.